We're live.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, wherever you are. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever uh, you're staying. Uh, I'm in Central Florida, Eastern Time, 5 o'clock.
We
And
all are.
uh, okay, Alia, I call her instead of Alia.
It's okay. I spell his name with an S.
Uh, that was one of my favorite shows. Anyways, yes, you're at the right place. You are at the Kills Mighty Tribe, 5 a.m. Uh, he's not here today. I think he
He'll be
had went
back
to
Monday. He's on vacation. He'll be
yes.
back Monday.
So you are at the right place, but it's Dr. Nelson Vasquez with Alia Wells, and we have today Antonio.
Antonio,
Good morning.
yay!
Hello, everyone. Good morning. It's nice to be here. Thanks, Alia, for making this happen. I'm
Sure.
sure the conversation is going to be awesome.
If you have
Awesome.
any questions, put them in the chat. QQQ before so Alia can see them very clearly. Are we on anything else besides YouTube?
No, I don't know how to because Dr. Kills hooks up to the Mighty Tribe, so I'll probably put a note over there to come over to YouTube.
Okay.
And we're not on Instagram, so we're on Facebook. We're on Facebook and YouTube.
All righty. So again, any questions, put them in the chat. QQQ. Remember to go, if you're not a member of KMT, go to drkilts.com and you can sign up for free to be a member of the Kilts Mighty Tribe. Whether you spell it DR Kilts or Dr. Kilts, completely takes you to the same place, drkilts.com. And subscribe to Alia's channel, to my channel
Thank you.
as well. I don't know if you put them in the description, but
I can.
okay.
I want to say that the hashtag today for the giveaway is hashtag Antonio. So just toss that in the chat,
All
hashtag
right.
Antonio, and
What,
you
what are
can
we
win
giving away?
a. Let's see. Today you will get a Kilts cup.
I do have a Kilts cup somewhere, but as soon as I brought it home, I was prohibited from using it. My wife liked it, and she's using it as a decoration somewhere in the house.
Oh, there you go.
Uh, all right, so Antonio, let's let everybody know who you are first of all, and then we can move over to talking about carnivore.
Awesome. So, hello, everyone. My name is Antonio. I currently create content for the Carnivore Diet in Portuguese for the people in Brazil. Um, about 600 days ago, I decided to study a little bit more about the carnivore diet because a little bit before that, I was feeling very tired, no energy. I once weighed over 220 pounds.
Wow.
So I was very, very heavy for my height, which is like 5'10". And I hadn't realized then that I was not only inflamed in my body, but I was also inflamed in my head. So once I started losing the weight, um, I still wasn't feeling great. I had to take like 400 milligrams of caffeine. I was diagnosed with ADHD, so I started taking pills for that, and I knew that was not sustainable long term. And then I saw Carrie's video. um, my specialty is I'm a mechanical engineer, so that's that. So if you need to ask questions about thermodynamics, I know
Oh
about that.
no, please.
uh, yeah, but I started researching about the carnivore diet after Carrie's video, and Carrie's video of him like throwing all the pills away because he didn't need them anymore. And started digging deep about the carnivore diet. With the mechanical engineering background, I learned in college how to read experimental studies, how to understand experimental studies, how to make them myself, because it's a bachelor's of science. I had to write them as well. So I kind of knew what to look for in those and what to look for in those that were not done good. Example, the observational ones that say red meat's bad for us. So I dug deep, and then after a couple of months, about 3 months, I started on the carnivore diet. That was like 500, 450 days ago, and everything improved. My energy got better, stopped taking the pills, my skin cleared. I mean, you name it. Everything got better. Since then, I didn't want to stop. 1 year ago, I started creating content. A little bit less than that, like 9 months ago, I started creating content, and now I have over 107,000 followers on Instagram, over 28 million views on Instagram, over 24,000 followers on TikTok, over 8 million views on TikTok, over 7,000 followers on YouTube, and over 700 views there. So I'm spreading the word and interviewing people and letting people know that meat's not bad, pretty much.
That's awesome.
Very
I love
good.
that you're
Very
off your
good.
meds. Oh, sorry. I just love you're off your meds. I'm glad it was like a short stint and you got off.
Oh yeah, I knew that was not sustainable long term,
Right.
because
Right.
when in my type, I don't stay in the same amount of medicine for a long time because it doesn't affect me anymore the same way it did before. So my type is always like, oh, I need a little bit more, a little bit more, so it has the same effect as before. So I was increasing the dose, and I was like, this is not sustainable, because when I searched
Right.
about the maximum dose for Vyvanse, that was like 70 milligrams, and I was like, I'm already taking that. If I go over the I'm done.
Yeah.
so
That's awesome.
so I was from there on, I was like, that's not sustainable. I gotta find a way to stop that.
Great. Great. You found carnivore. I want to ask one more question, Dr. Nelson. Do Brazilians like DM you saying thank you for saving my life or thanks for your help? Do you get these DMs?
Yes, a couple of them. Actually, more than a couple. I get a lot of them. I didn't even mention that, but I have the biggest free carnivore community in Brazil as well, with over like
Oh, wow.
6.2 thousand people. Yeah,
Wow.
so in there, people post their stories a lot. I receive messages on Instagram a lot, and I'm working currently with a developer to develop a carnivore community app in Portuguese. So
Awesome.
a lot of
Very
people.
good.
Yeah.
I have tried to learn Portuguese a few times, and the only thing that sticks is yo gosto de frango frito, and
What's frango frito?
so that means I like fried chicken.
Oh,
Fried chicken.
The
Yeah,
problem
I
is
speak the Portuñol as well.
the problem is that the fried chicken I used to like is the breaded one, like Popeyes, uh, and just regular chicken. I still eat it, but for some reason, it's not as good as the steak.
Yeah, me too.
All right. So you mentioned the weight. Uh, you mentioned the ADHD, right? What other? Do you have any other things that you may have had that got better? Things that maybe you
Yeah,
were not even expecting.
I wasn't even expecting most of it, to be honest. For
mhm.
example, my acne, uh, impulse. Impulse is a big one. Um, I mean, I have a list of 26 things in a notebook that I just wrote down. Like, I gotta write this down. I was like 3 months
Right.
into carnivore, and then I was like, I gotta write this down. So, I mean, you name it. the skin, impulsiveness, ADHD, waking up in the mornings feeling not feeling ready to go, looking forward for the future. And that, I think those are the biggest ones. Like, definitely having that drive back in me, that was the biggest one. That's for sure.
Well,
Without needing any medication.
that is to me still sounds a little bit incredible, almost that you have a bunch of things, and it happened to me. I hear it from other people, things that you were not expecting to improve. I mean, you may have come to carnivore for specific reasons, and then you realize a bunch of others improved. One that it's again almost incredible. I had a little bit of nail fungus, and without even noticing, realizing it, one day I look at my nail and, oh, wait a second, this is gone. It's completely better. Uh, and I had not done anything else because, for the most part, when someone is past their 39th birthday, that like I am, uh, sometimes trying to treat nail fungus, which takes usually a pill, it takes usually, you know, 6 months of treatment, it might not be worth it because of the side effects. And it was only one nail, so I had left it alone for a few years, just keeping it trimmed. And it went away completely. A bunch of other little things, to me, little, because hypertension, diabetes, and other things like that were bigger problems. But that's very good. Do we have any questions for Antonio?
Papa Carnivore wants to know when your girlfriend's coming.
Oh, Papa Carnivore, the man, the myth, the legend. She's coming. She's finishing med school in Mar in May. So she's finishing med school in May in Brazil, and she's studying for the steps right now in order to become a doctor here in the U.S. And she'll be coming right after her graduation party, which I'm gonna go to Brazil to see in June. So she's coming end of June, start of July, and she will be a doctor here, and hopefully internal doctor, and save a lot of lives.
Nice.
What does she think about your carnivore diet?
Oh, she doesn't have an option. She hears about it every single day. At first, she was like, what the heck is this, Antonio? Like, you're just eating meat that cannot be healthy. I was like, hear me out, hear me out, listen. It's something that incredibly we've been doing for a couple million years. Let's start at that. And then she heard me out, and then nowadays she's like, no, I mean, midway she was like, I like the ketogenic diet. I still don't believe the carnivore diet. Okay, I still don't. And then as of right now, I've written a like 120-page course on the carnivore diet in Portuguese, and I
Wow.
make I make she read it in order to bulletproof my work. I really want her to I really want her to like read the information because she's smart, and then she will understand it. Otherwise she won't watch my videos because she if I tell her to do something, like, she won't do it. So
That works that way.
yeah, I hope she doesn't see this video. but but now, like, she really understands it because she's seen the information, and now she's fine with it. She doesn't do it yet, but she says she will try it, and that's a huge step.
But she's doing a meat heavy diet, right? You said she likes the ketogenic.
Oh yeah, and she never ate junk food. I was always the initiator of eating junk food. So if McDonald's, like pizza, that was always me, and then she just came along. But if I don't offer her, she doesn't eat it. She doesn't like it, so that's good.
Yeah.
She eats very clean. She's very well in shape, and her metabolism helps as well. So She's got the trifecta.
Very good. How many people do we have here? See,
We have 67 right now. Let's get
okay.
it up to 100. Please smash that like button and hashtag Antonio in the chat. I'm going to put the Austin event into the chat. I would like to say, people that are not on the promo that are coming, I would like to announce actually. So I have confirmed Chris Brandlin. He's not a speaker, but he's the carnivore lawyer. He's actually Anthony Chafee's lawyer. He's running for Congress in Nevada, and he is also bringing with him Rhonda, who is his manager. And Rhonda works with RFK Jr. on Team Kennedy. So if you want to meet these people, if you want to, I would come on over. We also have Jake Thomas coming. And a few other special people. I just want to mention those because a lot of people want to meet people on Team Kennedy. So if you're interested, those are additional people that will be coming to the event. And I'm going to put it in the chat. It's going to be awesome, though. Also,
Right.
for the first time ever, Dr. Kiltz is going to do in person 8 back-to-back podcasts between Sunday, and Monday. And if you want to get in on that action, I have one more slot available if you want to be in a pre-recorded podcast with Dr. Kiltz in Austin, Texas. There you go.
He's gonna be busy, huh?
He's gonna be. I'm gonna be busy. We're all gonna be busy that weekend. We're very busy. That's why I said I gotta be 100% next week.
All right. Remember to hashtag Antonio with your question. Hashtag Antonio, and you will get a Kilts cup if you're
If you win.
in the and if you are in the lower 48, right? Because if you happen to be outside the United States, it might have to be something different.
Oh, yeah. If you're outside the U.S., I will get you a different gift.
Yeah. All righty. So
One thing that I noticed as well, Dr. Nelson, was like the pain. So like my dad has like 3 surgeries like on his shoulders, in his back. My brother, he's like 22 and he has already like hernia discs on his back. So me, when I was 13, I had to take an injection in my back because I couldn't walk. I used to play soccer like in an academy team, and I was going to travel to Spain to play soccer. I couldn't walk anymore, so I had to get a shot so I could walk again and play again. And then,
how long
like,
did it take you? How long since you went carnivore did it take for you to notice that you didn't have pain?
I'm not 100% sure, but the crazy thing is, I just realized 3 days ago when I went to my friend's house and I had some coffee that I don't normally take. So I had some coffee in his house. The next day, it felt like a whole tractor had gone through my body. Like my back was hurting, my neck was hurting, my shoulders. I was like, what the heck is going on? And I could feel it was the bones and it wasn't muscular. So I don't know about that, but it's crazy that in like 400 something days I didn't feel anything in my back. And I have to use I used to actually because it doesn't hurt much more, but my left leg is like 1.5 centimeters bigger than my right. I don't know how much is that in inches, but I gotta use like a insert that big on my right foot. And if I didn't use that, my back would hurt. That was like a given, and it doesn't anymore. So that's crazy too. I just thought about that.
That's about half an inch. An inch is 2.54 centimeters. And but you're right-handed, right?
I'm right-handed, yeah.
Okay. So your right arm and leg, if you're right-handed, usually will be a little bit bigger than the left. But you're saying your left
Is
is
1.5 centimeters bigger
bigger.
than my right.
Okay. So
Yeah.
I also had chronic pain. I don't even know when the pain go away because when when you have suffering from pain and all of a sudden stops, sometimes you don't even notice it. You just are moving, and wait a second, plantar fasciitis that I had for 35 years also gone. Uh, how open and receptive to carnivore, or at least red meat centered eating, are the communities in South America? Are most people still pushing uh, a plant-based approach? What do you think, Antonio?
Yeah, so Teddy, that would be a great question for all the nutritionists and people that react to my videos saying that meat will cause heart disease. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, that they are. I think so. When you look at my plate in Brazil, I would say 80% of the plate is carbs, right? Because the think about it. When you, I don't know if you guys know that, but like the main plate in Brazil that people eat when they go there is like rice, beans, salad. So that's 80% of the plate already.
Right.
And then a little bit of lean meat. Is it a chicken or meat? So they are pretty scared of eating a lot of meat. They still think that meat will cause all sorts of problems. And that's one of the reasons that I post on social media, because those even biggest influencers, they push that, oh, meat can cause cancer. I'm like, guys, cause is a very strong word.
Right.
Say what you see in the studies. Meat in an observational study with this many people, it showed that the consumption of red meat can be associated with a 25% increase in colorectal cancer. All right. Okay. If you say it like that, that might be better, but still people will not understand what the heck you're saying. They think 25% increase in an observational study is going to be a huge thing. It's nothing. So, yeah,
And you
people
don't,
still
and
push it there.
the thing is, you don't know why there is an association. Sometimes there are what we call confounders, right? And
Hmm.
just because you have something that is present on the observational study doesn't mean that that is causing the
Hmm.
thing you're measuring. In this case, talking about colon cancer. So sometimes the association can be explained very easily. Has nothing to do with causation. Uh, so
Can I also
Exactly.
want to answer this though, because I also have lived in South America for the better part of 10 years, specifically Colombia. And they are not afraid of meat. They do eat a lot of carbohydrates, but they are meat lovers. I can go to any mall and there will be several people just grilling meats, like a restaurant that's just a steak restaurants. Fogatas, como se dice fogatas? How do you explain a fogata?
at the
I
fire,
don't know what it is.
Okay, oh, yeah, exactly. Um, like a fire pit full of meat. I go to this
yeah,
restaurant
that a
and I
fire
get like
pit, yeah.
a fire pit with all this meat all over it. Like they're not scared of it here, but they do eat carbohydrates. My day number one in Colombia, I will remember this for the rest of my life because I'm like, what am I looking at this plate? French fries, beans, uh, rice, salad, and then a piece of chicken. I'm like, why
That's
are there
it.
so many carbohydrates on this plate? I will say you don't find the obesity here you find in the States, though. And I always say that. And someone mentioned, Teddy also said, I think fat phobia is an issue. Not in Colombia. They like their ladies big or small. It doesn't matter. But you don't find the same issues. You don't find the same level of obesity that you easily find in the States, especially where I'm from, in the Midwest. So,
That's
Yeah.
probably a result of ultra processed foods and
yeah,
manufactured anything that
yeah,
companies make and they tell you, make you believe it's okay to have them, because just because you can put it in your mouth and chew on it and swallow doesn't mean it's real food.
that's true.
I'm gonna let a little bit the cat out of the bag, and
What's the cat?
well, we are mentioning South America, and do you speak Spanish, Antonio?
A little bit. I would say Portuñol is more accurate.
All right.
a mixture of Portuguese and Spanish.
Oh,
So
okay. Cool.
uh, we're gonna be doing something to reach out the Spanish audience. Let's just put it that way.
I love it.
I speak Spanish. I
Me
already
too.
talked to Dr. Kills about we have to develop this idea, but
Hmm.
maybe have a podcast in Spanish, and
Let's do it. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Oh my God, let's do
it
it.
is part
Because
of
they need help
different things I
also.
keep writing down on my list of things to do.
Great, let's do it. I will help you book your podcast. I with my very, very poorly written in Spanish emails.
Chat GPT for the win.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm happy I live in a country that they have a lot of good meat and they're not afraid of meat, but they do love the rice and beans. My son, we call him the arrocero.
I would say it's the same thing as in Brazil, Alia. Like they're not afraid of me in the sense of like if I eat once a week
Oh, okay.
in a large amount, it's gonna be fine. Like they do the churrascos and stuff, but
Mm.
they still think it's bad. They just don't care, you know.
Oh, okay,
I'm still
okay.
gonna eat the meat because it's delicious, but if I eat too much, it may lead to all of those problems. That's their mentality,
Mm.
and
Hmm.
yeah, and like answering Teddy's question, they are open to carnivore, which is amazing. Like the reason I created my Instagram and my social media at first, it was because when I met new people, my friends were like, "Hey, this is Antonio. By the way, he only eats meat." So then the people that I just met, they would start asking me questions and they would look interested in the subject. There are still people, of course, that they just think it's crazy, but they're the same ones that think margarine is better than butter and
Right.
that vegetable oils are good. So
Yeah.
I mean, that answers itself.
Right. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
I have two Spanish supermarkets I go to in this area, uh, and I don't know if it's that most people are afraid of eating the fat, or but you know that for example, and I when I saw this, I sent a picture to Dr. Kills. New York strip usually have a little bit of a fat cap, right? It's a little bit on one side. Usually, you have some fat. Also, ribeye steaks. Also, picanha. Uh, Usually, a picanha will have a significant cap of fat. Well, I have seen them, all of them, with the fat trimmed off to the point that they don't leave anything. You're just buying whatever they cut. And in one of the supermarkets, I asked the butcher, one of the butchers, I said, why are you doing this? You know, some uh, I was showing him the New York strips that were completely trimmed off. People usually like them like that. So I don't know. My wife doesn't like the texture of the fat, but she'll if I make it a crispy, if I cut fat and make it crispy on the air fryer or on the pan, she'll eat that because she likes the texture of the crispy.
That
I don't know
always
why.
works. The crispy does make a difference. I think it's better, but I will eat both as well.
Go ahead and read that for Antonio Alia, please.
Sure.
That question.
Question to build off that. Do you think, this is from Teddy, that countries that don't have as many obese people due to extremely ultra processed foods will be less inclined to change their way of eating?
I mean, it depends the way you think about it because the US has been eating like this for a while now,
Yeah.
and these other countries are just starting
Right.
like I would say 5 years ago, 6 years ago. So I mean, Brazil's obesity epidemic is happening right now. Over 50% of the people there are obese or overweight, and that has been increasing steadily over the years. So we'll never know how bad it's going to be in like 5 to 10 years, like the
Right.
US is now, if they
Right.
don't change the way they eat.
Right. Exactly. I always say, and I feel bad that I'm saying this, the fattest people that I see are at Costco because we've imported our American culture here and you get all the bulk junk food at Costco. And they even brought those little like carts, like the little motorized like sitting carts. And I'm like, no, don't do this to these people. Don't bring the motorized carts. Don't bring the junk food.
All righty. Uh, I see a question here. Where is Antonio from?
Oh,
Brazil, Salvador.
I gotta go. I gotta visit. I'll go get that visa and head over there.
Oh yeah, it's Carnival is going on right now.
Oh my
So
gosh.
if you like parties,
No.
yeah, I mean I don't either. But Carnival in Salvador is like the biggest ever. I think it's even bigger than Rio, in my opinion. So it's going on right now. But besides that, Salvador is a beautiful city. It's by the beach, so it has so many things, so many places to visit there. I think you'll love it.
Oh,
If you
that's
decide to
amazing.
go, shoot me a text, and I'll see if I can be there as well.
When I do go, I will shoot you a text. But
All right.
there you go. What's this question? I have an abscess tooth that does not hurt. I just want to heal. I want it to heal itself. Will it heal on its own? I eat only meat. It comes and goes. It's over a root canal. And then I need the dentist in Florida, I guess. Can abscess tooth be healed with carnivore only?
Well, I keep hearing mostly anecdotal people talking about their gum disease, for example, inflammation, gingivitis, things like that. That it does get better on carnivore, right? We know inflammation uh, also gets better. Seems to me that when I cut myself, or unfortunately, the other day I was doing something, I cut myself with a knife, seems to heal a little bit faster than it used to. Okay. So many infections in the mouth can get better by itself. As if it's a real abscess, though, abscess is the best treatment for abscess. Usually, doesn't matter where they are in the body. Usually, you have to drain it. You have to cut into it and drain it because there is not a lot of circulation inside that area, that pocket that is infection. Uh, but if you need to go and see the dentist, you don't have to have surgery, but get an opinion because we don't know what the size is of that thing.
Right. And then Coach Lisa says add salt to the tooth with tallow, but don't let it go, can kill you. Teeth are very dangerous and go straight to the heart. So that's what Coach Lisa says. I used to work in a dental office. I would just say, go handle it. Just go fix it. Like people come in with these, it's very painful after a while if you don't fix it. Oh, here you go. Someone says find a functional dentist. And someone else mentioned that their friend, what's a fib? A friend of mine ended up with a fib because it was
Atrial fibrillation,
oh wow, a heart condition.
AFib.
Okay, here we go. Here's I guess. Hi Brenda. I want so bad to take one day and walk around Costco after reviewing carts with a bunch of junk and say to each person, "Excuse me, have you heard of carnivore?" How soon would I get tossed out? Brenda, why don't you do that? But like bring somebody with you who has like a camera surreptitiously like kind of like recording you, and that would be a great video.
Yeah, I don't know how soon you will be kicked out. Seems a lot of influencers do a lot of recording.
in
Uh,
Costco.
uh, so hey, please do it, someone out there, and I'll watch that.
Me too.
All
Kate,
right.
says, Antonio, what do you do for exercise fitness? Do you do Brazilian jiu-jitsu?
The old weightlifting. That's that. I like Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and I used to play soccer before my ankle got hurt. But I do want to start on Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I just don't want to drive 30 minutes to the Jiu-Jitsu and then 30 minutes back. So I need to find one closer to my house. Other than that, like just weightlifting, and the occasional soccer on Sundays.
All righty. Uh,
Sorry. If she says she'll do it, anyone near Fort Myers to film with Brenda? Anyone? Takers, takers. Just,
yeah.
just take someone who knows how to run a camera. Run your video phone.
I think I'm about 4 or 5 hours away from Fort Myers.
Oh my god,
Otherwise,
that would be very fun. But Haley says she says she'll go with her. Haley says I'll go with you. I'm a cart watcher for sure. But actually, Dr. Nelson, I do have a question because one day my cart was like loaded full of meat, obviously. And this cute little Colombian woman, maybe 60s or 70s, she was so happy about the price of 25 pounds of rice. She was getting 25 pounds of rice, some arepas, eggs. I think that there's also an economic issue for some people, by the way. It might not just be like a scared issue. There's an economic issue where this is what people can afford. But she also had eggs. Colombians are big egg eaters, by the way. Love the eggs. But I'm curious because she was very tiny. And I'm like, if this lady's been eating rice her entire life, why is she so tiny?
that's a good question, and it's one for multiple debates because if you think about Asian countries,
Yeah,
and South Asia, and you know, they eat a lot of rice. Spanish countries, we eat a lot of rice
right,
and a lot of other things that are heavy or rich in carbohydrates.
right.
And you do find people that they don't have a weight problem specifically. So many theories
Many
about
theories.
that. Uh, I I have gotten to the point where I know I can't have too many carbohydrates, otherwise my blood sugars go up. Uh, so I need to stay very low carb or no carb, except what's in the meat. But a lot of these people also have never really had any ultra processed foods.
Right. Or,
Okay,
yeah, exactly.
you do have many times of the year in tropical climates and around the Ecuador where you do have fruits more often. There are more seasons for certain things, even if you only have them for 2 4 weeks. You do have something else growing that you'll have available later. So uh, people growing up in those areas have been exposed to fruits and vegetables more frequently than people very near the poles, right? So ancestrally, and there
Yeah.
might be many reasons they're more used to it.
Yeah, that's a very good point. There's a lot of tropical fruits. I don't know if it's normal that they're always available. I don't know if that's actually normal that it's always in season, but
Well,
yeah.
I don't think any of them have 365 days of anything
Okay.
available. But we live in a society now that if you're here in the United States and many other places, you have Costco everywhere, you have Walmart, you have these big box uh, food places, and they'll import. In, I mean, where in the world can you see apples 365 days a year?
I
Go
don't
to
know, but we
Walmart.
see them. So
Yeah. So they export wherever's in season, and also we have been able to artificially create uh, the environment for them to grow 365 days. So,
Yeah,
anyways,
exactly.
remember
Well,
hashtag Antonio
Oh yeah.
for you free so your free Kilts Cup.
Yep.
one thing that I was researching for to as I was writing my course is about the agricultural revolution, and that might be interesting because there are some studies like this one that I have here. It's from Larson in 2005. And he shows that after agriculture, after analyzing bones before and after the agricultural revolution, the people decreased in size, and the bones also got less dense. So that might be, we don't know if it's cause and effect because of nutrition,
Mm,
but the theory from the authors is that uh, there are some nutrients that you only find in meat in a complete diet, and that's because we've been evolving eating meat for over 2 million years. That as the agricultural revolution hit and people started eating more carbs, they didn't have those nutrients. I don't know which exactly, but it's mentioned in the study. So then stature goes down, less bone density, more disease, but that can be also
interesting.
that can be also because of like population density. People were more people started getting born because of the agricultural revolution, and the population got more dense, and then diseases could spread easier. That could be a possibility about mortality as well. But the brain also decreased by 10 to 15%, which I think it's interesting. Like, again, it's not
Very
cause and
interesting.
effect because there's no way to know,
Right.
but those are just effects.
Yeah, exactly. Oh,
Very
someone
good.
wants to know the name of the author.
It's let me pull up here. Clark Spencer Larson. I will put the link here. There's no way I'll put in the studio if you want to like just put it on.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You
So
can't see the
Yeah,
chat? You can't see the
Larson
chat?
2005 was
Oh,
exactly.
okay.
when it was
I'm gonna
published,
copy
and
and
the
paste this.
author that.
There we go.
All right. So we are in YouTube
Actually,
and Facebook.
1995, not even 2005. 10 years before that,
Oh,
1995.
wow. I want to read this book. This isn't.
What's the title of the study?
Oh, it's a study.
It's called it's called Biological Changes in Human Populations with Agriculture.
Okay. Okay.
That is
All
very
right.
interesting. This is an interesting comment. They saw, Coach Lisa, they saw money issues and knew they needed to lower the population. But I think the population expanded. Isn't that the point? Like the population
Uh,
is continuously expanded and grown.
yeah. The population in the agricultural revolution started blowing up. Exactly. I don't know if she means like nowadays
Oh,
or
maybe, yeah.
before.
I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a different story. Then we're going to go too conspiratorial here.
All righty. Trying to read through the comments here.
Where are they? Oh, here they are. Does anyone have any other questions for Antonio or Dr. Nelson or me? Please let us know in the chat.
All right.
She's saying it's decreasing from illness. Sure. Okay. I can get that. More and more people are sick. As I have a stuffy nose. More and more people are sick.
That she gave to me, by the way.
Yeah.
She's in Colombia. I'm in Florida, but she gave it to me.
It's viral. It's a viral
It,
infection.
it went viral. Yeah.
It went viral.
I Kate Sprague. I'm sorry if I'm butchering it, the last name. I'm
I'll put it up.
I'm allergic to seafood. Should I take an omega-3 and iodine supplement, and will I get enough out of meat and eggs? So a lot of people are allergic to shellfish. A lot of people can be sensitive as well to eggs and dairy. Anything that you're sensitive to, obviously, you should avoid it. Uh, it's not a bad idea to use some iodine supplements. You can get a little bottle of Lugal solution. I personally use 4 or 5 drops every day. Am I low? I don't know. I haven't measured it. I'm not gonna measure it. Uh, I also do take some omega-3 and take vitamin D. Vitamin D because I did measure that and it was low. I haven't checked it again. But these are some of the things that have been at least apparently proven that are helpful in almost any diet. Uh, you shouldn't. I mean, I live in Florida, the Sunshine State. I still keep getting so many people. More than half the people I test vitamin D are low in vitamin D.
Oh wow.
Uh, and it's because we've been afraid to be outside in the sun, uh, even if you live in sunny Florida, for example. All
Okay.
right.
Deanna's asking who's going to be in Boston. So I'm going to be in Boston, but we're supposed to do a meetup in Boston at the end of June, and I think I'm going to make sure all the planning gets done. I have a little Boston committee: Barry Simon, Diane Ladd, Brisket Boomers, Amy. We're all going to put together a good event in Boston for the end of June, and we should do that the week after Austin. Put it together for the end of
Uh,
June.
do you have a date yet
Yeah,
for?
June 28th.
Okay. I see that Amy's here, and I forgot to tell her yesterday that I lived uh, in Massachusetts for 8 years,
Ooh,
very close to the New Hampshire border.
very close. My vitamin D levels were actually in range. I don't know if you'd consider them low. I'd have to show you my test, but I live at the equator. And I want to say most of these girls here, they wear these like little shirts that like go up to here and their bellies are showing. And in the States, we call that slutty. Here we don't. We don't shame people for how they wear. And I think that also contributes to how healthy they are because we're out in the sun all day. I mean, I'm not. I'm at my computer, but
You,
people are,
do you remember your number?
uh it was like 50,
Okay.
56.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
I prefer anything. The most laps normal range is 30 to 100.
Yeah. Okay.
Uh, I prefer it above 50.
Oh, okay. So it was 56, but for whatever range, it went from 20 to 50 here. Is that what or 30 to 50 is the range they wanted your vitamin D when I did the labs.
Okay.
It might be different units of measurement.
Also, yes.
Yeah. So whatever that might, I'll send it to you. I'll find it. I'll send it to you.
Yeah. I prefer it to be on the higher part of the range, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Uh,
Okay. Let's see.
all
Okay.
right.
Any other last questions? What do you want to say, Antonio? What do you want to talk about?
I mean, it's up to you. Anything. I'll talk about anything.
Here we go.
Um, yeah.
Antonio, do you fast? Dr. Vasquez, I did my first 24-hour fast, got a headache and anxious. When I finally did eat afterwards, both meals went straight through me. Is this normal? Okay, so first, we'll take the first question. Antonio, do you fast?
Yes, I do fast, but it's not something that I just plan to do. Just as more time went by, I just did it naturally, you know. So I do. I mean, I eat once or twice a day, and that's it. I like to eat less in the afternoons if I eat, and then more around 8 p.m. But I mean, a buddy of mine was like, sometimes in a year I do a 3 day fast, and then the most I had stayed without eating was like one day, and then I was like, sure, man, I'll do with you if you want to do it. And then he was like, all right, let's do it. And then I did a 3 day fast. But other than that, it's pretty natural. I don't plan on doing fasts.
Even when you're fasting, you may need to have some salt at least.
I did,
See,
I did. I got electrolytes and I drink each day. So it was a fast, but with the electrolytes and water.
so if you're getting headaches and you're anxious from doing a fast, maybe you were not ready. Take it easy. Not everybody needs to fast. I think it's very good to do it. Uh, I know Dr. Kiltz uh, does fasting regularly throughout the year, different amount of times. Um,
I will say the hardest thing for me, it wasn't the fast itself. It was not not having the habit of eating in that day, because sometimes like the time that I eat is just like, oh, now it's time to stop everything I'm doing and I'll just relax and then I'll eat. And when I didn't have that, it got weird. And then that was the weirdest part for me on the fast. It wasn't even the 3 days without eating. It was like not sitting down and having like just preparing the meat and stuff like that. That was the weirdest part. I don't know how it is with you guys.
With fasting, sorry, sometimes I get in the chat and I lose I lose what's happening here.
yeah. What was the second part of the question?
Let me find it again. Um, 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 um,
Oh, after the two
yeah,
meals, they went right through her. You have to be careful with refeeding. That usually happens with longer fasts, but
yeah.
sometimes after you spend several days not eating, you could all of a sudden, maybe you're hungry, you're doing too much too fast. So some people do need to take it easy, take it easy and have some bone broth first, and then increase the amount of things that you eat. Uh, that may be helpful, and uh, electrolytes very often are needed.
There you go. Um, I've been fasting this week. I haven't been able to eat. No, I know I've eaten some food. I do fasting. I do fasting. I'll do a plug for Coach Lisa. I do Coach Lisa's program, and she says when we're supposed to eat and when we're not supposed to eat. So I try to do that as best as possible. She's got a great program. Okay.
I
Uh,
I haven't seen that come through, Lisa. By the way. Anyways, someone is asking about the signs of vitamin D deficiency, right?
yeah, yeah.
And they are all kind of non-specific. Sometimes you'll be more susceptible to infection. Sometimes you have pain. Uh, when you have severe deficiencies, is when you will find things like bone fractures spontaneously and things like that. Usually, people don't get to that, but you can have, like I said, very non-specific symptoms like feeling depression or not sleeping well or increased in pain, more frequent illnesses, fatigue. And I mean, none of that is specific to vitamin D. It could be from any of multiple deficiencies, uh, hair loss, even. So if you ever suspect that your vitamin D is low, have it checked. A very easy test to do, just a blood draw. Okay. Uh, Go ahead and read that question.
Sure. Question is from Eve. I'm having 30-minute consult with Dr. Abs tomorrow to ask for information about having my teeth out. I only have half my teeth and hardly any enamel. I'm going to say, from working in a dental office, if your teeth are at least still good enough, don't yank them out. It ruins your all of your muscle. What is it? The bone here will start to deteriorate once you get your teeth out. But I'm not a medical expert. I'm just telling you what I learned when I worked in a dental office. But I'm sure I have dead roots. Any thoughts? What are your thoughts, Dr. Nelson and Antonio?
I personally not definitely not a dentist, and if there is even one or two teeth that are still in good condition, maybe those are worth keeping. When you have infections, inflammation around the tooth, and you have a large cavity, you already have so much destruction on the tooth. I'm pretty sure most dentists will pull them out and then
Put a new one in.
put a new one in. Yeah.
A titanium tooth. I'm always like, just don't do the bridge. Don't do the bridge. I just saw so many elderly people with like mouth issues where you're like dentures. I'm sorry, I'm not a dentist. I'm just giving my opinion of all the sad things I saw.
However, implants are very expensive.
Yeah, they're very expensive.
When you're trying to do multiple of them, it's really tough. What do you
It's like
think, Antonio?
$100,000 mouth.
What do you think, Antonio?
Yeah, if I have me able to play soccer again, I mean, I used to play before, uh, being carnivore, but now I just feel better, and I don't feel pain afterwards, which I love. Because every time I used to play, I used to stay like a couple of days with my back pain and my ankle pain and stuff like that. And like in to get hurt again, it was very easy. And now I just get back in the field and do my thing. The Brazilians, they're good at soccer. I mean, just killing in the field. I love it.
Awesome. We have one last question. This is the last question, then we'll do the giveaway. Deanna says, I'm still anemic. What do? I eat a pound of ribeye every day. I eat eggs too, but that's the minimal amount I'll eat.
Well, I think whenever someone is anemic, you have to investigate why you're anemic. The most common causes of anemia are iron, B12, folate. Uh, you could be anemic for many reasons. It's not a difficult workup to do once you go to the doctor to try to figure out the most common things. Uh, so, not enough information to say anything specific, but I think if you're continuing to be anemic, it should be investigated by your provider.
There you go. And then, okay, fine. One last question. Vitamin D supplements. Quickly. Low vitamin D and low vitamin C.
If you do have a low vitamin D, I take a supplement. I buy vitamin D with K2 in coconut oil. Okay, because many of them will come in some other vegetable oils.
Like soy.
Yes, and so I researched and I found one that was in coconut oil. You're not gonna find it in animal fats, unfortunately, but at least coconut oil is less bad because the other one I had bought was in either sunflower oil. I think it was sunflower oil, uh, or some other things. Vitamin C, there is enough vitamin C in meat usually, even though some people report, if you search, you'll find zero as the number of vitamin C. There is some vitamin C, but when you are on a very low carbohydrate diet, you don't need as much vitamin C.
Right.
For you to absorb the vitamin C, it has to compete with the carbohydrates. The same receptor on the cells brings in vitamin C and it brings glucose in. So when you're basically not consuming significant amount of carbohydrates, then you don't need enough vitamin C. You don't need that much vitamin C either. Let's do the drawing.
We'll do it, and then Lisa says we need to answer. There's a question. I didn't see it. I'm going to try to find it on ferritin. I need to find that. But let's do the drawing first. If someone can find a question about ferritin and pop it back in the chat, we will answer that one. But here we go. Hashtag Antonio for the win. Who is getting a Kilts Cup today? Heidi Lynn, yay! You can add it to your collection. Heidi, please email me, Alia at drkilts.com. I'm drkilts.com. It's not kills, it's kilts. Some people don't add the T and then the emails don't make it to me.
I didn't see the question about ferritin, but very quickly, ferritin may go up from iron storage, too much iron, but it can go up when there's inflammation. It's an inflammatory marker as well. So you need to.
Any ideas on how to lower high ferritin on carnivore?
So usually if it's high ferritin because of it's where the iron gets stored, you'll find also higher amounts of serum iron, decreased amount of total iron binding capacity. Basically, it's one of the tests that is done with the iron and ferritin. I say if everything else is okay and your hemoglobin might be a little bit on the higher side, donate blood.
That's a good idea. And women don't have this problem, right? Because we have a cycle that prevents this problem from happening.
Very often. You're donating once a month on the regular.
Yeah, we're donating once a month. There you go. All right, everybody. Good job, Heidi. Thank you so much, Antonio.
You have a great day. I don't think it's going to be on Sunday.
Yeah, I don't know. Probably not. So Monday, we'll be back Monday.
Dr. Kiltz will be back on Monday. I know he's your favorite, and we all miss him. Monday, 5 a.m. We'll be here, and go to drkiltz.com. Sign up for the Kiltz Mighty Tribe. It's free. We meet once a week on a Zoom call for questions and answers just for the group of members. Okay.
But it's free to join, so anybody can come to the Zoom calls.
It's free, and it's always going to be free, by the way.
It's always going to be free. We have Dr. Baker Monday night at the Zoom call, by the way.
Monday, that's when Dr. Baker, that's going to be great. Okay, so that's not, we don't post that on YouTube. It's only on the Zoom call on Mondays.
Yep.
So, and it's free to join. So you have no excuse.
Yeah, exactly. I'll put the link somewhere. And now that she's here, that means it's time to end the live stream.
Antonio, one more thing, Alia.
Oh, yeah.
Where can we find you, Antonio?
At Antonio.Crescetti on Instagram, on YouTube, on TikTok, all of those pages.
Here you go. Find him here.
All right.
Find him here. Right here. Subscribe to his channel. There you go.
There you go.
I mean, if you speak Brazilian, but you have English.
Yeah, I just interviewed Dr. Edie yesterday. I'll be posting her podcast soon. That was pretty fun. I have videos there with Dr. Chafee, with Bart K, with Thomas Seafried. So there's a couple of pieces of content there in English. I'll try to push more. When I interview Dr. Kiltz, I'll post it there as well.
Awesome.
With the captions.
All right. Have a good day.
Bye, everybody.
Goodbye, guys. Thanks.